Realistic Performance Grand Prix, coming at you live from the new circuit of Qatar. I'm very excited to see this new night circuit in action, and alongside me, I have a man who's very kindly agreed to join me in the commentary box tonight. You might know him as the Lion King himself. It is Simba. Simba, how you doing tonight?
Good evening, Rob. I'm pretty well, thank you. How about yourself?
Yeah, very good, thanks. I'm really looking forward to this. Always nice to have sort of a different element to things. We usually see people in a lot of equal performance cars. That's what we usually do on a Friday for MRCX. We mix the tiers up. We're doing a little bit different tonight. We've got drivers from all four tiers, but we've put them in realistic performance cars, so that means that we will have the tier 4 drivers at the front in the Red Bulls, the Ferraris and the Mercedes, and the tier 1 drivers have to get to grips with the likes of the Williams, the Haas and the dreaded AlphaTauri. We might have a little bit of time while people set up their setups and make sure that they're all ready to go for the race. We've got a few driver comms as well in our race tonight. We are joined by Team McLaren of Maudster and Mark, and by the man himself, the myth, the legend, the person who organised this entire thing. It's the Banshee himself. It's Night Shadow. How you doing, everyone? Excited for this race? Let's start with Team McLaren and Mark, and then we'll go around the room. Mark, how are you feeling?
Good evening. I don't know how I'm feeling, to be perfectly honest.
Lots of practice.
I'm glad it's on. A little bit, yeah, a little bit. This is a fun track. It's an absolute roller coaster ride, to say the least. And it's very, very quick, so it's going to be a fun one. I think it's going to be very interesting, and with a realistic performance as well. It's we're going to see a lot of drivers at the back come through, I think, and yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
Excellent. Yeah, and of course your teammate tonight is Andrew. Andrew, how does it feel to be back in the McLaren once again? Have you practiced any with this realistic performance car? Are you looking forward to it at all?
We did the run yesterday, me and Hodgie. It was seemed pretty good. It's odd being back in orange, being used to green, but we'll have some fun with it.
Good, that's nice to know. And of course, I will not leave you out. It's the man who's organised this thing. I know your voice is a little sore at the moment, so don't feel like you have to talk forever, Gav. But how are you feeling in the Alpine, and how nice is it that you've got this race set up for us? It's really nice that you've been able to get this done.
This is going to be fun. For once, I have no hatred towards the Alpine or the French people. I sat in this car late last night and did a 50% race around here. All I can tell you is it eats fuel and tyres. But no, this is going to be fun. There's one DRS zone, but it's fluid and it's flowing. It's a bit like the Spanish women's football team.
Fantastic. Hey, good reference.
Wow.
And
you can only say that because you're Scottish.
Oh, yes. and I'm not the head of the Spanish Football Association.
Yes, no, well, I promise if you win tonight, Gav, I will not kiss you on the lips in congratulations. I will leave that to one side. We'll see how you go. Thank you, everyone. I'm just going to quickly take everybody through the grids tonight, just so you can get an idea of all the teams and who the players are. So we've got, as you can see, Roundy in P1. He's in the Red Bull. Sambal in the Mercedes. B17, he's in the Ferrari. Geke in the Mercedes. Sparky Ghost in the Red Bull. Scottish Ninja in the Ferrari. And we've got Fire Rooster Jacob in the Aston. Morsters in 8th in the McLaren. Ghost Rider in 9th. And then we've got Gav and Era Voice in the Alpines, 10th and 11th respectively. Hodgson Mark is in 12th place in the McLaren. Woomax in the Alfa Romeo. And we've got Redcar, who's very kindly stepped in with us the last minute. He's the Liam Lawson of this session. He's been forced into the AlphaTauri. Then we've got Lorpy in the Alfa Romeo. Nick and Ant in the Williams. Saviour in the Haas. Chris Bailey in the last of our pooping dogs in the 19th. And then it's G-Star in the Haas. So, as you can see, quite a mixed up grid. A lot of different strategies I think we'll see on display. As Gav mentioned, the tyre wear and the fuel rates are all a little bit different from what we're expecting, so I think we've got a really interesting race in hand. The last of the drivers are just lining up, so let's see what we get as we head into turn 1.
Yeah, by the way, Gav, before we start, how are you finding this screaming Alpine?
It sounds awful and it feels awful.
I agree, it does sound awful.
It does sound awful and it feels. Yes, it does. It goes.
Here we go anyway, back to Rob for the lights.
So right, here we are with this lovely overview. This is a good one for once. They've given me a good camera angle on the game. 5 lights, and we're waiting, and it's away, and we've got go here at the inaugural Qatari Grand Prix. Let's see who gets away. That's an excellent start from the Red Bull as they head down to turn 1. Roundy, P7, Bildy is up in the Ferrari. We've got Samuel who's got his Ninja going side by side. Hopefully everybody can keep it clean through the first set. We've got a Williams off there in the background. Womack's red car seems to have suffered a little bit. Yeah, the two of them coming together. Yeah, red car hopefully hasn't got any damage on that car. And Womack's as well right at the back. But we've got a big train of cars. That'll be really interesting to see. What's different? The ability of these cars, or the ability of the race car drivers. I don't know if you've... Oh, we've got CB Samuel going for a mega move around here. I don't know if you've looked at this track at all. Oh no, we've got a massive crash back there. That's Monster, I think. He's been caught up, and the 2 Williams as well. We've got reduced damage and reduced safety car, so thank goodness we've got no safety car coming out yet tonight, because otherwise, Mark, I think 100% race, we could see 7 of them.
We certainly could be setting new records if it doesn't calm down a little bit.
Yeah, that was very unlucky there. I think Andrew got a bit out in the background. Mr. Bailey's got through, Saviour's got through, and there's not a lot of grip. Let's put it that way.
Goodness me, Geke going for a mega move around Fire Rooster, and he gets it done. Of course, this is a new track, so maybe not everybody knows the lines. I wasn't expecting much overtaking in the second sector.
B17's just speared into the wall.
Oh, he has. I can't see much damage on his car, thankfully, but that is a big fall down. Roundy goes fastest with the fastest lap of the race on those medium tyres. Let me get the tyre data up for you as well, just so you can get some actual useful information. Interesting to see all the different strategies. We've got like Smoggy Ghost running with the hard tyres, but we've got so many cars down in the first corner. Norby, Mark, G-Star, all falling over each other. Who's going to come out on top? It's Mark who's made the excellent move up into P12. And they'll try and latch onto the back of Ant. We all know how quick he can be, but of course he's on the soft bit compounder tyre. And Mark is sticking on the mediums.
Yeah, I have heard that the hards aren't great round this track. I mean, personally, I haven't even turned a wheel round here, so it's a good job I'm not racing.
Hards are horrible.
Yeah, is there a reason for that? Is it just because of this second sector where it's all flow?
It is that, but it's also the fact that the just whatever it is, the track surface, it's very bumpy and there's just not enough tyre track contact.
So primarily a MotoGP circuit rather than an F1 circuit, so maybe it'll take a little bit more time to rubber in. I've just got on the left hand side there, you can see the position changes. The big winner so far, Chris Bailey, up 11 places up from P19. Saviour is up 8 places up into P10, and we've got G-Star up 5. The big losers, unfortunately, P17 down in 16, and Monster down 11 places down in P19. So fingers crossed they can start making up some time as this race goes on.
I think Mr. Bailey should be driving a Traxxas.
I did say it had 2 cars.
Have you told him that there's a championship?
He's too quick. Don't tell him that. There'll be I see the numbers 0.011 coming into play.
Yeah, exactly. And see who's been.
Sorry, Chris.
He's looking very fighty. Him and Jacob are going side by side through corners. I just don't think you can go side by side through. And that's another position for him, up into 7th place. And I'm afraid to say it, Gab, you are the next one in Bailey's sights.
That's fine, he won't get past.
He'll have to, well, of course, this track back in 2021 is where Esteban Ocon was asked by his teammate Fernando Alonso to repay the favour and defend like a lion. Unfortunately, he defended like a tame kitty cat, so you'll have to do a little better than the Frenchman tonight.
He's Garby, he's a little kitty cat anyway.
Meow.
Letting anyone pass. Let's see where the main battle's at. Such a big train we've got all the way back. I think it is, yeah, from Smoggy Ghost in the Red Bull leading the way. Then from Geke Matthew, the only gap of a second is Jacob in that Aston Martin. Roundy and CB Sambal kind of making their own race. They've been undeterred at the moment. Is Sambal going to go for a move right up the top there? I think he has. We've got the Mercedes and the Red Bull side by side, shades of 2021. This is what we wanted to see, but it is the Red Bull still out in front. Sambo will have to bide his time and go for a move another lap. That's another 3 seconds for Rambo. I don't know this track. If you haven't practiced a lot, how punishing is it on track limits? Those of you who are driving it at the moment.
Very, extremely. It is. You think you go wide, and I think for me the problem with this track, it resembles, the only way I can describe it is it resembles a Bahrain in terms of it resembles a Bahrain in terms of kind of the sand and the runoff. Except that in Bahrain you kind of have undulations, you kind of have some markers for corners. Here, I'm not going to lie, I get lost. There's just a lot of sand.
It's very flat, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's very bumpy as well.
It is extremely.
Oh.
How are the curbs on it?
The curbs are okay.
Yeah. You can actually kind of almost cut a lot of corners and just avoid. You use almost the sausage curbs right on the inside as the curbs to avoid. Well, that's what I do. And it can end up badly, and probably will at some point, but
Mr. Bailey.
if you go a touch wide, you do think you've got two wheels on, but you kiss that white line with your sort of outside tyres or inside tyres, there will be, and yeah, you're going to get a warning.
It's me saving over an excellent move there on Smoky Chris. Bailey and Gav were side by side. Bailey had to go over the sausage curbs, proving,
I paid them to put some more sausage curbs in tonight.
It took some serious height. Sorry, Mark, what were you going to say? Symbol, what were you going to say?
Reason I was asking about the curbs, if anybody remembers the 2021 race, they were having to tell the drivers to avoid the curbs because they were the high MotoGP ones. I do wonder if they have lowered them, now we actually have F1 contracts here.
Yeah, they do feel okay. You can actually use quite a lot of them and run through the middle sector that's a bit of a flat out moment, maybe not, and reuse them to bit.
I've just realised Chris Bailey is on the softs. He's cheating.
It's called strategy, and we've got some fascinating strategy.
I don't know what one of those is.
Got some fascinating strategy. I'm watching this ding-dong between Saviour and yourself, Mark. You've all just got past Smoggy Ghost, who's falling back down the field on those hards. That doesn't seem to be the right strategy for now. This group is looking competitive.
Yeah, it's quite good fun actually at the minute. There's not a lot of grip at the moment. Yeah, I think I'm just going to get done by Woodmax, so this is going to be fun.
Yeah, I think the difference in straight line speed, but Gav just got past Geke. I think Mageki is not giving that one up. He's still on the inside. They're going to have to filter into single file, and crucially for him, there is now a car in between Gav and Chris Bailey, who I said was on a charge. Now it's the time for Gav to get up the field and try and escape all the way up as well. Mark, you are 1.3 seconds. You're one of the closest battles on track with Mumax. How is that? Now the car is meant to be a midfield car, but yeah, how is it feeling?
It feels okay for handling. It does feel like it's lacking a bit in power down the straight, but generally feels okay. I'm kind of used to it from my 3 seasons in it. I know it's equal performance, but I'm used to how the car handles, how it sounds. So yeah, it's not a worst thing in the world. It's just this track is so bumpy.
You were mentioning earlier about the shriek of the Alpine and how different it is when you go to a different engine supplier. All those sort of tones, that sort of feel you've got for the car when you want to shift up and shift down, it just melts away, doesn't it? So I do hope that everybody who is in a different car tonight is coping with the different sights and sounds we've got. And all over the back of Geke, Chris has got past that Mercedes, who's now falling back down the field. But I'm really impressed with the Tier 4, Tier 3 guys right at the top, Roundy, Sambal and Scottish Ninja, still having quite a significant lead. I think Roundy in particular, if you have a look at the gap to the rest of the field, he's 10 seconds ahead of Gav. So yeah, not insignificant lead, just 7 laps into this race.
And he's on the mediums as well, so it's not like he's gone for the short strategy to give himself the pace.
Yeah, you're right, actually, that's very impressive.
Like Chris Bailey.
Yeah,
although that Red Bull is, we all know, as it's realistic, it is illegally quick.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I was just looking.
I looked at the strategy. Sorry, Rob, but
I
was looking, and it's a bit late now, it doesn't matter, so I'm using the 2-stopper. But the mediums and the softs, the difference, wasn't a huge difference in the amount of time and the amount of laps that you have them for.
No, it wasn't actually. I think, yeah.
Because the standard strategy was 4 stops.
4?
Yeah. They came up with 4.
That does seem crazy. That does seem crazy.
Is the game smoking something? 4 stops is a mental strategy.
Yeah.
I mean, what was it, Bahrain 2022? They did 3 stops, and I even thought that was mental.
Exactly.
Oh, goodness me, we've got the move. It was coming for a while, the cheating Chris Bailey on those softer periods. And is it going to be 2 for 1 here as Ant also goes for the move down the inside? They're going to go side by side into turn 1, and Gav, I think, does the right thing there, cedes that position for the moment. He is on the harder compound of tyres. He'll get them back, but that is now P4 for Bailey and P5 for Ant. As Red Car Rambo picks up another 3-second time penalty. How many
he's tired?
He's out.
Safety car.
Ooh.
Perfect timing for a pit stop.
It looks like he's crashed near the pit lane.
Oh.
It's difficult pit lane, that, because you enter early and have to go around the last corner, and the actual point of entry, or where you put the limiter on, is quite late down it, so it's a very strange one.
So it was about where the speed trap symbol is, where he retired.
Okay.
This will be interesting though, because it's not a perfect pit stop time for either soft or medium runners.
No, it's right in the middle of probably the soft stint.
Yep.
And about a third of the way through for the mediums. So, would you risk a set of hard tyres round here? That's the question.
No,
I wouldn't.
No. Mr. Hodgson, that would be suicide.
Risk.
Let's have a quick look at penalties.
Roundy and our race leaders are fully in the pit, so let's see what tyres they go for.
How far ahead are they?
They're about 10 seconds up the
in the
road.
battles, to be honest. Wow. There's a lot of drivers bailing for the pits, actually, especially the soft tyre runners are hitting the pits.
I had to.
I saw that.
I had 2 front wing damage.
Oh, nightmare.
I just got 5 seconds for speed in the pit
Speaking
lane.
of penalties, we've got Scottish Ninja on 3, G-Star on 3, Sambal on 3, Gav now on 5, B17 on 3, and Monster on 6.
So this track
It's
is
not the biggest penalty fest though.
Yeah, it is.
Morphy's just
I
picked
didn't
up
put my
5.
actual setup on it, I don't think.
Oh no, you were quick yesterday as well.
This track is really. Do you know what caused me? Because the pit lane speed limiter, wherever it is, was weird and it was hidden. So
it is quite hidden. There's a line, and it's not that. It's a second line.
yeah, exactly. But I then slowed up, but then went a little bit quicker because I thought there was someone coming behind me and got 5 seconds. So that's fine though. The French have had worse penalties before.
Yeah, I got a couple of hits on the first lap.
Yeah, so did I, and I was kind of behind you and had a bit of that as well. Luckily, no damage on my car.
Looked like it was a Williams, I think they hit me around the hairpin.
Possibly.
Well,
I got caught and I got stuffed in that one as well. I did so.
You were just in front of me, Andrew, and I think you did get hit by I think an Aston Martin, because you then kind of squirreled in front of me a little bit. So
yeah, and then I think I saw a certain blowhole and a certain 4-time champion, Mr. Saviour, go around the outside and avoid it all, and that's where they picked up a lot of spaces, so they did very well with that.
Round the outside, round the outside.
So I'm going to cut Gav off there before we are copyright strike, because it is so accurate. But just looking at
we've had one of those.
It is, yeah. Maybe we should attempt one tonight. We've got the positions gained on the left-hand side and up 15 places. Saviour up 15, G-Star at 15. I think they have yet to pit as well, but all those Tier 1 runners starting to make their way through to the front. Scottish Ninja, the only one of those Tier 3, Tier 4 runners who decided to stay out. He's up 5 places. Mark, you're up 8. Nick is up 10. And Bailey is up 9, but he decided to go into the pits as well, which means that he is currently sitting in P10. The moment the people who find themselves falling down the grid are Decade, Smoggy Ghost, B17, Fire Rooster, yourself, Andrew, and Ghost Rider. And before we had the penalties come out, I think Red Car had managed to get 15 seconds worth of penalties before his DNF. He was going for a new lap record around here, I think, but he is unfortunately the one who has brought out the safety car. Just before we go live, I'll also go back to the YouTube chat as well. We've got Alexander, who of course you'll know as one of the fastest drivers in Tier 2. He's had the pleasure to drive this track with his own car. I know that he lives out in the area, and he's had the chance to go to the Grand Prix, I think, when it was live in 2021, so he might be able to offer us some insight.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool. No, very much. A little shout out as well, I'm sure he's watching somewhere, or he'll be watching catch up, is to our glorious leader, Mr. Hills. He's sunning himself in the beautiful Alps. I don't know if he's in Andorra yet, but he was in France, but a call to him.
He's up the hills.
He's up the hills, he is, and then going down very quickly. Because he is an absolute madman.
He's going down the hill, then back up again, then down, then back up again. That's how the competition's played.
If this was realistic, Chris Bailey will retire midway through the race with some form of engine issue or car issue.
There should be that option.
If it's that part of the season, so would I.
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Banshee, let's have a good race and not wish for people to retire.
Oh no, I don't wish for Bailey to retire. That would be silly.
Safety car in this lap, so we are going to go racing again. I'm going to stay on board with Ant, the Williams man, see how he can react to Scottish Ninja. New track, of course, so I don't know if people really know where the best place to go is. That last corner looks like it's got quite a late apex, so you don't want to go too soon, or I think you'll end up stuffing everybody else behind you, but let's see what the Ferrari man does.
Also very difficult to keep heat in these tyres, I've noticed.
Well, it is a night race.
True.
Ooh, and has he gone? I think he has, yes, Ant's gone quite wide to try and get some time back. That's Scottish Ninja up the road on the 9-lap old mediums, and the only soft runner to decide to stay out on those softs. Is anybody going to go for a move down into turn 1? Mark thinks about extended braking zone, doesn't do it. G-Star will be chasing behind him in that Haas, looking incredibly racy. He's in the middle of a Haas sandwich. Is one of the Haas's going to smash his doors in? Let's see. Only time will tell.
No, G-Star, good move on the inside.
Smash my door!
That's just demonetised now.
That's me gone.
Right, yeah, no, the Haas is around the outside, I think. He's just got...
Yeah, good move. He forced me a little bit wide, just absolutely fairly as well, so yeah, great move from G-Star there.
Yeah, let's put you into clutches of Nick BT, who's in the Williams behind, but there is a right old ding-dong back there. These trains that had sort of spread out a little bit just before the safety car, they're all back in, and it is nose to tail. People can draw each other's gearboxes now. They head around this twisty technical section of the Qatari circuit.
Thomas, I lift off and break in corners because I get lost. We're still getting lost.
Who was that? Who's looking race? Can you say Simba?
Qatari past the other Alpine.
Yeah.
Chris Bailey is looking very racy on this restart.
He was very quick last night as well, so yeah, that's not surprising really.
He's already had Air voice, and I think he may have sandball into turn 1 here.
It's looking like that.
Oh my god, I've got a Williams and
If you can find enough straight line speed.
Behind you've got Wumax, Night Shadow, Aero Voice, all of them together. Who's going to come out in front of that? I think it's Wumax just, but they were almost 3 wide down the main straight. Wumax sort of using every inch of the track that he can to force that Alpine wide. There's just a little twitch from Gav there, but he's kept it under control. But boy, I always find when Gav's behind you, it's never an easy race. He will attack every apex, give you something to think about every corner, and he's doing that to Wumax right now.
And if he's not doing that, he'll scream and shout behind you.
He will, and he's got the benefit that he can, if Wumax is listening to the stream, he can put him off like that if he so wishes. But let's not resort to those tactics quite yet. I'm going to go back up the top. Ant is now just 0.3 behind Scottish Ninja. I wondered if the Tier 1 driver hoped he might just escape up the road, but he's not doing it. He's not pulling away from the rest of the pack. And I think we have to look out for these fresh tire runners like Roundy, like Bailey, to see if they can keep these people who haven't made a pit stop yet. Oh, but he's got a time penalty.
He cars, and his next target is actually Roundy, so it's the best car versus the worst car.
Yes, the AlphaTauri will have to take on its sister team. Let's see if it's got any straight line speed at all. That's a big problem around here. You've only really got one overtaking zone where all the power matters, and you can see how much time he's losing. He was 0.2 seconds behind, and now it's instantly gone up to 0.6. That AlphaTauri is an absolute dog in a straight line.
Yeah, unlike the Red Bull that just takes off, it's like, bye-bye. That thing is absolutely mentally quick.
Yeah, I can see Roundy and Nick having a great battle, and now
He's got him
as
though.
well, so that's good fun behind this. Is Sweaty.
It looks it. It's nose to tail action all the way through. You haven't really got a gap. You've got the Williams up the inside, isn't it, BT Gunner? Do you mind? No, the little twitch! Oh my goodness me! Sorry. Oh, he keeps it out the barrier just. Won't have to take a trip to the pits, but down in P11 mark, that looked dicey.
Yeah, I think I got a little dicey and then a tap as well, which sent me the other way, so and now another warning, so that's not ideal. So that's not gone well for me, that one.
This is side-by-side madness!
It is, isn't
This is
it?
crazy.
All these cars side by side as we go into this. I don't know any corner names or corner numbers, so apologies. I'm just going to call it Sector 2, but the corners are relentless. It's almost like, I don't know, like one of those tracks like Suzuka where the corners just keep on coming. It doesn't. There's no place to rest, is there, around here? Can't switch off for a second.
I do love Suzuka though.
Yeah, fantastic track.
Well, that's where we are
I can't
travelling.
really speak for this one because as I haven't driven it, I mean we will have to next season because it'll be on our calendar, but
Womack.
what I'm going to think to it, I don't know.
Womack's on
Oh
Bailey.
my god, that Red Bull.
Oh. It's just so good.
Big gaggle of cars ahead of me at the moment.
We've
I'm
now
probably involved in that.
We've now got to the stage of the race where the faster drivers are in the slower cars and everybody's sort of tripping up
One of
into
the
each
Red
other.
Bulls! One of the Red Bulls just... Oh no, I don't know who it was!
That's Womack, I think, who's round.
Alfa Romeo. Whoa,
Yeah, whoa,
and he
whoa, whoa.
unghosted at the wrong time. That's not his fault. And now I'm getting a little bit mugged.
He just...
It was Womack's because Womack's had got Chris Bailey into turn 1.
Bailey's gone wide! Oh.
He really has.
Oh, goodness me, he's back down in 9th place.
Yeah, I see you, Hodge. You're in this mess.
Yeah, I was ahead of the mess, and Womack's just unfortunately unghosted into me. Not again, like I say, he joined fairly, and I couldn't do anything. There's a lot of understeer on this track due to the grip levels, but
Yeah, I think this area.
yeah, then our voices now got me.
G-Stars. Bruh.
Quick.
Well, not as quick.
I think it'll be
I was holding them.
His car looks like a dog.
it'll be
Well,
really
there's one car with
interesting.
grip at least. I think it's our Red Bull.
Looks insane as we've got 4 down the start-finish straight now, all the way from G-Star to Night Shadow. Who's got the draggier car? We've got Chris Bailey looking for another move. Are they going to go side by side into turn 1? Bailey's got it round the outside. Has he? No, Gav is still fighting, but it is... Yes, it is. Yeah, they're still side by side. Are they going to go 3 abreast? You can't do that, boys. You can't do it through here. Somebody has to give way. Gav's not going to be the one. He keeps in P7, and it's Sambal in the Mercedes who somehow forces his way past the AlphaTauri. Bailey goes wide once more. He's had a heck of a few laps. And is Gav going to do the Haas around the outside? No, he doesn't. I'm sorry if you're having trouble keeping up at home, ladies and gentlemen, but this is action from start to finish. There are so many battles around the track. We are trying to keep up with them, but yeah, it's pretty difficult.
It is. It's action all the way through. And we've got little groups forming.
That was me. Apologies to G-Star. He may have turned in slightly more than I was expecting.
Bailey is up into P7. He's the big beneficiary of that. Night Shadow down into 8th. Wumak's in P9. It's just, I think we're finding slowly that you can't go 3 wide round some of these corners. That's just a little bit of suggestion for anybody listening. But 3 wide, a bad idea.
Well, you should go 3 wide through the middle sector of Austria, but two other people in this chat had that idea.
That was good fun.
It was.
Oh my goodness me, I've got the 2 fastest cars, a Red Bull and a Mercedes behind me. That's not fun.
We can
I'm
see
trying
them.
to catch up and help you.
I don't know if there's any help against pure engine speed, and it's
Geke.
Geke.
What a late break that was. Good move, Mr. Matthew. Whoa, where's the Red Bull come from? Wow, okay, I got mugged.
Yeah.
Got mugged by a smoggy.
Another, oh, for God's sake. I'm not going to live that one down.
Smoggy mugged a smoggy.
Oh my God.
It's just a regular day in Bubba.
Wow.
I can see you, Hodge.
Ooh, it's a Mercedes round. That's Sambal. I don't know if he got a tap at the backside.
Oh, there's a Ferrari round.
It's B17.
It's B17.
Yeah, he came around the corner, saw Sambal, and I think he panicked a little bit.
Easily done.
Ahead of me.
I see Ants mugging everyone off in the lead.
Geke lost it. I think he's had a collision. He has. Oh, it's unlucky, Geke.
Out of him.
Yeah, I think he's out of. Yeah, he's out of the wall. I think yes. No, he's got back going. So thankfully he's there, and we've got no safety car. But he might need a trip to the pits. Let's see who's our driver at the moment.
Speaking of pits, Scottish Ninjas finally bailed on their mediums.
Yeah, he's one of the 15-lap-old runners. It'll be very interesting to see if drivers like Xavier, like Nick BT, like G-Star will start to do the same. What brand of tyres is it? He's gone on to the hards, which nobody fancies.
Jacob's on at the moment as well.
This track, you can put a set of softs on it and you can absolutely just barrel it and make the time of a pit stop up.
Yeah, the hards might not be...
You can if you don't get lost.
Yeah, true.
Chris Bailey and Nick BT going at it, the AlphaTauri and the Williams. Each one of them is finding the braking zones round here, each one trying to be the last of the late breakers, and it is Bailey who makes the move again. He seems to be making moves where I didn't think anybody would be able to, but it's not enough. It's because you've got Ant, Roundy and Xavier. They're disappearing up the road a little bit. I do wonder if this is the type of race where Bailey's going to race his heart out, but the consistent driving of a man like Xavier will end up with the German winning. It's like the old saying about penalties, isn't it? Football is a game where the Germans play for 90 minutes and then they win. MRC is a game where Xavier just drives and he ends up winning somehow, some way, particularly if it's on a Friday night. But let's see where everybody else is behind them. We've got this beautiful train now, back all the way from Bailey, all the way back to Womax. 4 cars, Bailey, Nick BT, Gab, and the Alfa Romeo man himself. I wonder if he's lining up a move on the Alpine.
For the lead.
Oh yes, thank you. That Red Bull is so quick in a straight line, as it looks so easy on that Williams. He just breezed past him like he wasn't even there.
I mean, he's cut his way past some big names here. He's gone past Xavier and Ant in the last couple of laps.
Yeah.
That's not an easy feat, even in the next car.
Shit. Sugar, sorry.
We remind you this is you're live on Channel 4, please do not swear.
Not intentional.
Hello, Davina.
He's not used to driver comms, we'll let you off.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It happens, man. But yeah, clearly...
Oh, I messed up behind the Mercedes.
Oh, lucky, mate.
It's happened. The field's starting to spread out a little bit.
In this race, I'm just getting penalties galore at the minute.
I've got one as well.
Let's take a look at the penalties situation. Yeah, a lot of people, only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drivers without a penalty at the moment. The pair is varying from 3 seconds all the way up to 12. But we've got a long way of this race to go. Remember, it's 57 laps and we are only on lap 18. So keep your head down.
Why would you say that? I'm exhausted. I have a room sat next to me and I need another safety car. What's it? There's another warning. Thinking of rum.
Will you calm down, Jack Sparrow?
Sorry.
I suggested that for him for Halloween.
By the way, Gav, how are you finding the barber shop in your rearview mirror?
Okay. It's not in my rearview. Well, won't be shortly. It'll be the Willy Willy.
Oh, your favourite car?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness me.
With the worst steering wheel in the world?
Correct.
I've got to admit that I know Chris absolutely loves it.
Oh, Scottish Ninja.
I like it.
Oh, Grant. It's having such a good race as well. Ah, so unlucky.
That's a pit lane job.
Yeah, so no safety car. We will stay out. So I'm just on with Lorpy and Sambal going toe to toe. They're wheel bashing, and somehow the Mercedes finds its way round, but as so often is the case.
Whoa.
Alien Saviour going at it.
Saw Lorpy round at the hairpin.
Yep,
Yeah.
just a bit of wheel bashing there, unfortunately. It's so, with these corners that keep on coming, the inside becomes the outside very quickly, and you have to get your move done in your car in front, or otherwise you're just going side by side.
Chops and change.
All
Yeah,
right,
it's gone!
There's a word for you.
Yeah.
No, I just got caught. I'm being slow.
I just got to
I
see.
see Mr. Hodgson in his old car is chasing his new car.
Yeah, actually, he got past me as I dodged Lorpy. I didn't know if he was going to ghost or not, so I went very wide, and he jumped me through the inside. So
I will warn people in that final sector. Oh, if you get on the drifty stuff, woof,
it's fun.
Brown pants moment, is it?
was.
Yes.
Bailey and Saviour going side by side. I said it was inevitable that Saviour might win this, but Bailey is trying to prove me wrong, and he's battled his way up into P3. Now only 3 seconds, 4 seconds up the road is Ant, and that will be who the Leeds man will have in his sights now. Excellent battle from these two. They always know how to put a good show on a Friday night, and they're doing it once again in this realistic performance race. Let's go back down to Gav, the man who started this all up, just 0.3 seconds behind Nick BT now. You two have been having a right old ding-dong. I think you've been switching positions every other lap. Have you just got the straight line speed, or is it more than that?
I don't have any straight line speed. Genuinely,
The Alpine has more than the Williams.
it doesn't. Trust me.
Depends how you set it up.
I set my car up for downforce
Might
to
be
make
where
me fly.
Yeah, that might be where it pays off. I can see, like, just in the second sector, you need all the downforce in the world, don't you? I'm not saying it's Monaco, but you want to go into the apexes with confidence that you're not going to understeer.
Apparently you do use almost Monaco levels of downforce here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you do. It is quite high for the wings generally. A little battle going on ahead. We just caught.
Saviour's pitted.
Yeah, it's a difficult one, and the tyre wear, especially on the front, is quite high because you are left, right, and it's not a heavy traction circuit as such. But it's a fun one, this.
The Saviour has gone onto the hards, interestingly.
One-stop strategy, potentially.
Yeah, looking to take it as long
Yeah, I
as
reckon you could
possible.
probably get, 36, 37 laps? To the
Yeah,
end.
and I mean, fire boosters on them, and my mediums are shocking.
My
the
softs
minute.
aren't much better.
Well, your mediums have done 20 laps though, Hodgie.
Yeah.
Andrew's softs have done 13, so you are getting towards the end of tyre life.
Yeah, we are. I was supposed to do a couple more laps, but I think, personally, I'm going to be bailing on these tyres.
We've got enough space to double stack if we need to.
They're
We'll see.
okay, they're just slow, and this McLaren is so draggy down the straight, it's outrageous.
Yeah, it's the pre-update McLaren, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the one before Austria.
Ah, now you tell me.
Well, but before
I mean,
Silverstone,
Saviour's
wasn't it?
right.
Because that's where they died.
Saviour's
They
right
really
back
came
up.
alive there.
Yeah, Saviour on those fresh hards up against Wardster's worn mediums. I do wonder, he's looking
Softs.
pretty racy. Yeah, sorry, worn softs.
I think once you get the heat in the hards, if you can handle it, it's probably not a bad strategy call.
Yeah, and he's going to have the run here as well. But, boy, Wardster's okay in a straight line. We're going to take this all the way down to turn one. I wonder if he's just going to sit in the slipstream. No, he's going to pull out. We've got a car coming out the pits as well. That was Nick BT, and the undercut for Saviour seems to have worked. Nick BT going on to a pair of mediums. Clearly doesn't fancy the hard tyre very much. He might have to come in again. Saviour trying to go all the way up to the end. That's P12, but these are the kind of ones I'm looking out for potential race wins. I know it's P12 and P14 at the moment, but as these pit stops start, we'll see a lot of shuffling off the pack.
That was just so easy for Nick BT then.
Yeah, the tyre difference, I think it's going to always is a big difference in this game, isn't it? The tyre delta, difference between
yeah.
fresh and warm. And
I might go this lap. Get some new ones on.
Oh, you have grip!
What's it like?
It's lovely.
Gotta love grip.
On a fresh pair of softs, loving it, and a bit of clear air as well, so suddenly you can get your head down and try and get into the flow of this track. It must be an absolute nightmare with cars consistently around you all the time. Those trains have just started to break up now, I feel. We've only really got one close battle on tracks. We see Womax fly past Gav and into 4th place. Both these drivers hanging it out. Those soft tyres, 14 laps old now, and it must be said, on 22 lap old softs. This man does a lot of odd things with tyres, but he's managing them brilliantly tonight in a Williams, which I imagine must eat them for breakfast.
Is he Checo Perez in disguise?
He might be. Well, he usually has quality on a pair of Inters. Gav's making odd noises back there, but he's about a second away from Womax at the top. I'm going to go back to everybody's favourite German, Xavier P12, chasing down Ghost Rider. This is the battle of the hard tyres, but he's on 2 lap old and Ghost Rider is on 18. I can't see the Haas being there for very long, but it has brought Nick BT back into the situation. Is it going to be 2 moves? Is the Aston Martin going to get out of the way of both of them? I think he is. Yes, I think Ghost Rider, 18 lap old cards are not doing him any favours down there in P13. It's the Haas and Nick BT who keep battling their way up. And on the freshest set of tyres out of everybody in front of them, 14 laps old all the way down. B17, has he had a moment? Yes, he is.
Bailey can make the move into turn 1.
Oh, let's go back
he
to
is.
it. He's got that done really early, hasn't he? You can see he's still got the DRS open. He can get past. That's been an excellent manoeuvre from him, and Bailey's on a charge again. I do wonder if those softs, 23 laps old, are absolutely pants now.
Although, to say Chris had the DRS and Ant didn't, there wasn't a lot of speed differential there.
No.
Once he got past, he used all the slipstream. He was really close coming out the last corner.
Oh, B17's out.
B17's out.
Oh gosh, that's a
Safety
big
car.
accident. Safety car, yeah.
That's helped me.
I've just been in the pits.
See what is the perfect moment. That's worked out well for Gav or not.
Let's see who's going to take the opportunity for a fresh set of boots.
Yeah.
Ant surely has to.
Ant has to.
Yeah, there's a few at the back.
I think this really works against drivers like Xavier, like McBT, who pitted a couple of laps earlier, like Mark and Morse, unfortunately, as well, who find themselves down. I think people like Roundy, Bailey, and they're going to get free pit stop out of this. Womax in particular.
Speaking of Roundy, he's in.
Yeah. I think everybody from 1st to 8th will be into the pit.
Chris is going, Ant's going. I think Womax is going to follow. He is. And then we're just waiting on Sambal, who I would suspect would. He's on 15 lap mediums. You may as well take the chance.
Yeah.
Here he comes. He's in. Followed by G-Star. Fire J staying out on his 15 lap hards.
Oh goodness, that's a decision. Let's see how it works out. I'm just going to keep with Xavier for a moment. I think he is going to stay out as well as Nick BT. I want to see where they come out in this pack, who they jump and who they don't, because his hards aren't that old. He'll desperately want to get past. He's past Lorpy, he's past Sambal. I think he'll be past the other Mercedes as well, but it's going to be P6 for Xavier. I reckon he would have hoped to be with no safety car up in like P2, P3 at least. So yeah, he finds himself on a very different strategy to everybody else. He's on 4 lap old hards, which we all know are rubbish around here. Bailey, fresh set of mediums with about 50% of the race left to go.
Right behind Fire J, who's on 16 lap hards, so staying out's got him P2. But how long can he hold on to it is the question.
I think with all of this, he's the only person not to go into the pits, apart from Xavier and Nick BT, who had very fresh tyres. Look at the rest of the grid, look at the tyre life, they're all below 4 laps. I think Fire Rooster is going to get eaten alive on the restart if he's not careful. Take it from somebody who knows, I guess Bailey, who made that infamous decision in MRCX to stay out on old hard tyres while everybody else behind him pitted for fresh softs. he couldn't do anything for 2 or 3 laps. He'd be the quickest driver in the world. Nothing was going to help him there. So, yeah, interesting to see how people negotiate that Aston Martin going forward. Great comment from Alex, and unfortunately both Ferraris are out of this race, so we can't see their strategy call, but he is right that if this was a true realistic performance race, the Ferraris would have pitted and put on a set of inters with the...
and instead of that, they went for Plan R, retire.
Yeah.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen with Ferrari.
Yes.
Or Plan S, smash.
Plan S.
No, spin
Plan P, plane.
Fire J is now pitting.
I think that's a good decision. It's a lap too late.
That's a strange call.
So...
Ghost Rider in
that's
as well.
going to put him out around probably ahead of Era Voice, possibly.
Yes, we'll see.
Yeah, should do.
Ghost Rider also pitted.
Nope, it's going to hold him because he must have 5 seconds. So he's going for a fresh set of mediums, and his Ghost Rider's just got held up as well.
What I will
So
say,
that's not played well for him.
for this track, when it gets to the league season, when we race it, it is going to be really interesting. Because again, you've got people who are really quick down the straight and who really struggle in Sector 2. So all that's going to happen is you've got like downforce heavy, like for instance the Alpine, are mugged on the straight, but I can get them in the second sector. So
It's a compromise.
yeah, it totally is. It's one way or t'other.
Yeah,
I'm kind
100%.
of looking forward to racing this and not at the same time.
I think that's probably the best way to look at it, to be honest. I scrubbed a lot of wings and a lot of downforce yesterday's practice session from what I had, and I have been absolutely stuffed on the straights, but I've been okay through the middle sector, so it makes me think, how low are people's wings?
But you've also got to factor in you're in a very draggy car on realistic performance.
That is also very true, which I didn't think about that yesterday.
Yeah, it's going to be tricky to see what's. I for one am not looking forward to stewarding this when we get to the real life time. I think we're going to have a lot of side by side battles. It does invite those the sort of like wheel banging action around corners, which is always a bit of a recipe for disaster.
Realised Lopey was going to see the position to me, but
Yeah, I was wondering what was going on with that.
Safety car's in this lap.
Brownie will lead us out on the soft.
Oh, hello.
Whoa! That was slow.
It's a bit clustered up here.
I'm going to lead the way. I'm going to be on board with Bailey on the mediums. It's quite the tyre stretch. We've got soft followed by fresh mediums followed by fresh hards, so we'll be able to see exactly how these cars react. Randy will be hoping to escape up the road, and when's he going to go? He's gone now. It's the end of the apex. Bailey hasn't been kept sleeping at all, but it's Nick BT who I think's got the best run. He's just 0.2 behind Xavier. Are we going to see a move into turn 1? Remember, there is no DRS for the next lap. We'll have to wait a long time. Look at Womack back there trying to break the pull. We haven't got any overtakes, I think, into that first corner. Everybody's being very, very sensible. But once again, we've got the whole pack back together. We've got these trains forming. And, it's another 3 seconds for Andrew, unfortunately. So tough round here to make sure that we keep on track. Is that Gav on G-Star? I thought he was going for the move. He is. They're side by side.
Brave there.
Oh, he does for the old switcheroo. That's an excellent move there. Snaps it round. Those softs, comparison to those hards, so much more manoeuvrability. He's picked up 3 seconds, which I think is very unfair. It's an excellent move from the Scotsman. Signs himself up into P8.
Beautiful watch that was from where I was.
Oh, that was a bit.
Bit dicey. Car look on wheels as I see Lorpy get a Matthew Ghost Rider. I don't know if Jacobs had a little incident there as the Aston Martins find themselves P16 and P17, so it's gone bad for worse for those. Back down the grid. Nick BT and Xavier though is one to watch. That Williams is all over the gearbox of the Haas. And I think this might be one where we're looking at some potential race winners. Chris Bailey and Ant as well, they'll be feeling pretty good. They're on a fresher set of tyres. But Xavier and Nick BT, you can never count them out.
Roundy sets the fastest lap.
Red Bull once again.
I'm just going to go for I'm on board with Chris at the moment just to see what this track is actually like.
Yeah, we haven't really taken you round a lap of this, so maybe once the battling stops, I'll do that on the main screen as well, just to you can breathe it in and we can take every apex as it comes. But that was an excellent move from Nick BT, and now the Williams find themselves 3rd and 4th. Remember, these guys starting right at the back of the grid, so in that car, excellent work there from the two of them. Let's get back where we've got closer. We've got Sambal and Wumax, that Mercedes power working well for him. He is on the softs as well. Wumax on the medium, so he's trying to make all the use of the tyre difference at this stage. Just can't seem to find a way past. Wumax is parking on the apex of every corner. He's doing an excellent defensive job. Who are you focused on at the moment, Simba? Have you got any other battles happening and on track?
No, I'm still on with Chris for this on-board lap, and I am completely lost.
Told you.
Yeah, lost 3-second time penalty as well. So for Bailey, that he's picked up another one. Let's just bring the penalties up on screen. Chris up to 6, Nick BT on 6, Xavier 6, and actually not picked up a single time penalty or Roundy. These two are setting themselves up for a good finish to this race, particularly if it is a late safety car. Sambal in the Mercedes goes through on the Alfa Romeo. He just has the better straight line speed through there, and he's up into P6.
And chasing down Xavier. That's not going to be an easy one to try and hit.
No, it's not.
They're probably in a party together, them two.
Oh yeah, probably. Swapping suggestions. Maybe maybe he'll let him pass, but I don't think Xavier is giving him any of those ideals. Remember, he's on those 8-lap old hards, the hardest and oldest tyres in the entire field. To keep it in P5 at the moment is amazing. That's Geke Matthew at the back. Unfortunately, there's an incident, and it's a safety car. Brought out safety car. Let's see. I think he's still on track. Is it just damage? Yeah, he's
got no front wing though.
That's no front wing. That's unfortunate. So this will be our 3rd safety car of the night. Balance the field out. Chat amongst yourselves, lads.
Well,
that was fun. I was trying to keep up with Loppy and Andrew, who was doing a great job defending against him, pulling away, and I think Loppy's got a bit more straight line speed, caught him at times, and then I was catching at times to the middle, and then they were pulling away. So it goes back to what Gav was saying about the balance between the downforce and the straight line speed, and it's a big thing at the minute.
And the other balance was Roundy in that Red Bull can do a 1:25 5 fastest lap, and even with me doing every single thing and hitting every apex in this Alpine, my best was still a 1:27.0. So you're talking a 1.5 second difference.
Well, I do have some insight.
I was too far back from Loppy to be held up, and I was doing a 28.5, and the last lap was my fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, 28.3 is my fastest.
I do have some inside information on Roundy though. We've got Dean Lawrence, or otherwise you might know him, Kid Dynamite, in the chat. Can't race with us tonight, but I believe that he says that there's only one winner, and that's Roundy, who is a Kid Dynamite racing graduate. So imagine that scene from The Lion King where Simba's dad, Mufasa, is up in the sky in the clouds. Kid Dynamite is over this Qatari racetrack, looking down on Roundy, giving him all his power and strength. Yeah.
Circle of life, eh?
Precisely. So far on this track, he's doing a pretty good job so far.
Well, Akuna Matata.
Certainly is. I was starting to wonder for a minute, is it Kid actually racing? But he wasn't 50 seconds up the road.
He's Daniel Apted the race.
Yeah. Yes, I don't think we've had that controversy yet in MRC, unless your name is Liv, or whatever his name was, Licious. But that's why we have Gav on board, so these people out.
Clicky.
I forgot about that. I totally forgot about that.
Gav is watching you.
Clicky. Keyboard.
So we'll just let the field go. We've got Geke to catch up. I reckon we're going to have the safety car. Is it going to be in this lap? We'll have it next lap, and then we've got a mere 27 laps left. It's under 50%. Under 50%.
Only.
I just pulled the back of the train now.
27 laps still to go.
Yeah. I'll remind you, Gav, you organised
by the time the safety car comes in.
Yeah.
We've only been going for an hour.
Last time I remember doing a 100% race, it was a short version of Bahrain.
Gosh, that's a couple of F1 races ago. They don't even. You're not legally allowed to race those anymore. The Codemasters have hidden them away.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the extra $4.99 DLC. I forgot.
Yeah, they want you to complete your sticker collection and keep playing F1 Life. So yeah, you'll get plenty of stickers for this race, boys. Don't you worry about that.
We'll be getting F1 Ultimate Team soon, probably.
Oh God.
So, as this race starts to balance out, Simba, is there anybody who's caught your eye who you think is in line for the race win? We've talked about Randy a little bit. I think he is one to watch out for, particularly in that Red Bull. It's very, very fast. But
he is going to have to pit again, though.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
I don't think them softs are going to make it to the end.
I think everyone apart from the hard tyre winners are going to have to pit again.
Yeah.
Mediums may go to the end.
I ain't trying that one. I am not trying that one.
I don't think they will. So I ran a 50% race last night, and the softs after about 14 laps were on about 80%. So what's that extrapolated out? 25 laps maybe? Yeah. I don't know if the mediums will, because they were feeling awful for me after 14.
Well, yeah, they did to me as well, actually. I held on to 21 and I bailed early.
Who was it that went to 20 odd on the softs?
Anton.
Yeah, who was it? Yeah.
Well, I pitted under the most recent safety car for these, so I may make it.
Are you on softs or mediums?
Mediums.
Possibly. They might not feel great, but you could do.
The thing is, and again though, if you can stick on a set of softs and get clean air, you will fly around here, especially if you're in a Red Bull. I mean, Roundy could put the inners on and still win.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this track in a few weeks. So I've got it in another league, so...
We don't talk about other leagues.
No.
Sacrilege.
Here we go.
So, something else
We don't talk about Bruno.
Right, so safety car is in this lap, so we will be going racing once more. Roundy once again will lead us out. Chris Payne's trying to warm those tyres up. And I think my pick for the race win at the moment, if we get no more safety cars, and he's on a pair of hards, he's got no time penalties as well. If he can take it to the end, I think he is one to watch out for, but I do wonder if a fresh set of tyres and a fresh set of softs or mediums might be able to catch up with him later in the race. But we are going racing again. Roundy
went nice and early and caught Chris really nice.
He has, hasn't he? Yeah, over a second gap, and I wonder if any of these Williams boys are going to make a move into Tier 1. Nick BT thinking about it, Ant thinking about it, nobody does. I'm going to focus on Gav, was very, very close to the rear end of Rumax, but doesn't make the move. Fire Rooster gets 5 seconds for ignoring a yellow flag. That's an odd one to pick up at the back, so might have to look at that one later. We've got these trains again. Gav must be very happy where he is. That 1 second gap. He's a banzai move there on Wumax and up into P7. Excellent there from the Alpine man. Those softs, like you said, working like a charm. Let's see what our other big battles are.
Another penalty.
Not disqualified yet though. We might find out the limit if we're not careful, but Sambal.
I think it's usually around 30 seconds.
Sambal and Saviour once again. Nobody came into the pit on that last one, or not others, only the ones right at the back of the field. And Sambal on those softs goes past the hard runner, and he is up into P5. That's right once again into the clutches of Gav, who, as I said, those softs, they say 7 laps, but it's a bit misleading.
It's like 2.
Yeah, it's only 2 because of what we've had under the safety car. We had 2 in a row. And is he going to go for the move? There's a contact!
No!
Oh my goodness me! That was huge! And unfortunately, it is the man who set this race up. He's out of the race, and that's brought up another safety car. Look, there's only half a French car now on the side of the road. That was a big one.
It really was.
You all okay, Gav? Yeah, limbs together. You haven't broken your hand or anything like that?
No, I don't even know what happened there.
You can go back on the stream, you can sort of catch it. I think you were going round the outside. It was one of those ones where it's the worst contact possible, where you've got rear wheel to front wing and your car just speared round.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it on the replay just now. Oh.
You've not done a Danny Rick and broken your hand, have you?
Oh, it's just fallen off. Oh.
For those that didn't know, Danny Rick is not racing this weekend now. He will be replaced by Mr. Lawson.
It'll be interesting to see what you can do.
It will. The man I feel sorry for in all of that is poor Nick de Vries, who knows that car inside out. I know he wasn't very quick in it, but at least he's there. He might have had a chance to race in his home GP by pure fate as well, if you think that he is another Dutchman, and instead it will go to Liam Lawson. But Liam Lawson deserves his chance. Very quick. Been tearing up Super Formula over in Japan as well. Where he's been very, very quick. I can't say Super Formula, I have to say Super Formula! Because it's an excellent racing series.
Another Red Bull junior, former Red Bull driver has won that series as well, Pierre Gasly.
Oh yes, he has. Yeah, there's loads of them. Yeah. If you, no, we're not meant to mention other games on this stream, but Gran Turismo has all the Super Formula cars in, all the most recent ones, which you can get in loads of different designs if you want to reimagine your own Super Formula dreams with an excellent choice of Japanese tracks. But around here in Qatar,
you did some very good designs with the MRC logo, I remember.
Yes, I've got one up there
for a new front wing.
Ah, right. So he must have got damage in that crash as well. So I don't know.
New
maybe
front wing, brand new set of mediums, and he's going to be right at the back.
Yeah,
and he's going to be right rapid.
Yep.
He is. Yes. I don't know if that's a blessing in disguise for him. I don't think those hards. I think if he was trying to get those hards to the end, it was failing. He was falling back down the pack. Now he's got a fresh set of boots that can probably go to the end. Now it'd be touch and go, but I think fresh.
Yeah, I think he will do 23 laps. I think they'll go to the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm probably in hard trying to take these to the end, and I'm on 10%. I'm tempted to try.
With all these safety cars, I think you'd be fine.
Well, yeah.
Right. Hodgie, I'm sitting on your car.
Oh, I'd like it's not draggy enough.
He doesn't need any extra downforce.
I'll go on to Chris Bailey then. He does.
Go to Roundy and slow him down.
Nah. That was I enjoyed
Let Roundy
that.
have his moment. Let Roundy have his moment.
A bit of a premature end, but that was good.
I must say, Gav, pun of the night goes to Iravoice in the YouTube chat, who's called you Crash Banshee Scoot.
That's not bad.
I like that. That's good.
Well played, Fabian. Well played.
Yeah, well done.
I will accept that.
If you need a new nickname, that's possible. Also on the outlook for a new nickname is Kid Dynamite himself. He says if he finds himself,
firecracker.
he says if he calls himself that, if anybody calls him that one more time, he's going to change himself to the Lion Kid instead, in honour of his overview of Roundy tonight. So yeah, lots of name changes tonight. I think we've got one more lap of this safety car, haven't we? And then we shall go racing once more.
Yep.
I think someone, actually it might have been me, because he is welcoming a newborn. So I think I called him? Daddy Sparkler. That's what I called him.
Okay. I just thought you called him Daddy, and I didn't know which route we were going down there for a moment.
I had to finish the sentence to be
Yeah, thank goodness.
Yeah, I think out of context that would be a little bit dodgy, but
Yep.
Yes.
we will move on swiftly
Before we get banned.
this stream gets
Can't be
demonetized.
banned with you on comms anyway.
No.
Have they met me and Gav on comms together?
That's why I'm
you ever
surprised
remember
we've
the
still
song
got a
Anarchy in
YouTube
the
account.
UK? There you go.
all said much worse. Right. Oh, I've had enough of this safety car now. I am ready to go racing. We've had 3 safety cars in a row, haven't we? We've gone racing and all the clean stuff has actually gone out the window a bit. Now I'm starting to worry. I said that he might be a call for the race lead, but on those 10 lap old hards, I think he can go to the end. The more I look at 10 lap old hards against these other medium runners, I think he's going to be slow.
Somebody needs to kick Michael Massey back in his box. There's enough safety cars now.
That's me.
It was strange. The start of it. We saw the start of the race was okay, and with a few incidents that happened, but then every incident now it's brought up the safety car.
Here we go. He gets to go racing again.
This is manipulated.
No, Mikey, no!
Oh no!
Oh boy.
Right.
Well, that's the Lewis Hamilton fans not listening to us anymore.
I have no choice.
I'm going to listen to Chris. I'm going to sit on board with Chris Bailey.
A good choice.
Speaking of Hamilton fans,
Yeah.
and Trigger happy.
Trigger.
He's almost doing a Verstappen there. He's almost side by side with Roundy, but instead he's let him go, and Roundy has got the jump onto him once more in that super speedy Red Bull. But Bailey is not a second behind now. He's only 0.4, and he'll hope to keep that gap really, really close. And Nick BT will have to work together as teammates in the Williams to see how far they can go. Ghost Rider and Era Voice. I think Ghost Rider made the move there.
Oh, again!
Might have done, yeah, he did.
Tough time at the back for Andrew in the McLaren. Down in P16, and that means Saviour is up into P15. Keep an eye on him and see if he decides to charge up the field.
I will say one thing, the drivers are all going to have to practice the track limits here, because when we get to the league races, this could be penalty fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Gecky's round.
Is no damage, I think I can see on that Mercedes, so yeah, he'll keep on going.
Anton beginning to gain a little bit on Chris.
He is, isn't he? I wondered how well those hards would do, but maybe it's the mediums that are going to fall off, and those hards will be much better towards the end. It's so hard to tell.
Like BT gets another 3 seconds, but yeah, I'll put my teeth back in my tongue. Bailey's AlphaTauri the tyres don't look that great.
I just don't think anything on that car looks too great at the moment, unfortunately. He's stuck in it, but he's done a mammoth job to get it up into P2. He'll be hoping with Roundy Man, he must have to pit on that pair of softs. I think it's sort of the net lead of the race for Bailey at the moment.
If I could cut just something that you just said there, he's done a mammoth job to get it up. I would just stop that sentence there.
You sound like my wife on a Saturday night. No, so it's fine.
I think you'll probably be more angry at the Chris Bailey's just done a Max Verstappen. He's going to be triggered after that one.
Yep. I might call the car in. I've had some more front wing damage.
I'm on board with the Hodge.
Yeah, kind of. I catch Lorpy at certain points, and then he goes away at certain points. So it's very much cat and mouse, and this is the point of the track where he is, and I struggle for front end grip, generally. But yeah, it's a definite cat and mouse game at the minute. I'm just hoping something comes back to me. Apart from his little moment there, it's too far away to do anything about it because he's very fast in a straight line.
Yeah, DRS is enabled this lap though, so fingers crossed you get a bit of that straight line speed if you can keep up with Lorpy. Man to watch out for Sabin. He starts at the back of the grid, remember, up into P11 already, and now it's up to P10.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about him. Oh no.
How can you forget about him?
I don't know, I just presumed he was miles away in front.
Well, he's on very fresh mediums. Like I said, I wondered if it would work in his advantage. Although he's got lots of traffic, those 4-lap-old mediums working really well to his advantage, and he's got a Red Bull in his sights now of Smoggy Ghost. He's all up the gearbox. I think he'll want to try and make this move before he won, and unfortunately, yeah, as Andrew said, that's into the pits. That's one McLaren out of the race. That was a struggle for you tonight, wasn't it, Andrew? Just the car didn't really come to you?
I think not putting the right setup on the car's not really helped me tonight, much unfortunately, but no, it's a fun one, it's an experience, and we will push on to the next race.
Yeah, no, well, thank you for taking part, and yeah, like you say, no setup on this track, I imagine, is an absolute nightmare as I see Spoggy Ghost going very wide, and that's opened the door for Sambal and Ghost Rider to go through. 14 lap old softs. If I was him, I might be thinking of going into the pits. I know they've had a lot of laps under the safety car. They can't be feeling very nice now. Where's Mark? Mark's all over the back of Lorpy, actually, and is he going to make the move down into turn 1? We can talk about who's struggling with safe line speed, but that McLaren turned into an absolute rocket ship, and it's up into P7.
That was a lot of ERS usage.
I also gave you some additional pushing from behind.
Appreciated. Much appreciated.
That's right.
I think his softs are starting to fade a little bit.
Yes. G-Star in front on the hards isn't really making much of an impression on Wumax.
Wumax has looked quick early on.
Yeah.
He's doing okay. I think we're coming to a really interesting phase where these tyres are all say 14, 17 laps. They're not really that. We've had about 10 laps under the safety car, so they were worn a little bit. Yellow flag and sector 1. It's Geke Matthew again.
Safety car.
Safety car.
Oh, and a safety car once more. Right. So that's worked out for a lot of people. Geke's still running.
Let's see who bails into the pit lane now.
What I think we found though from this track is if you spin and don't move quickly enough, it will safety car us.
Yes. Yeah. And losing a front wing seems to do it as well, doesn't it? Like big bits of damage.
Yeah.
And is this on reduced as well, Gab?
Yes. Yes.
It's crazy. I think that's mad.
Roundy and Chris Bailey have pitted.
Yeah, Chris Bailey was doing his best.
Hans has as well.
Dutch impression.
Wumax is staying out, so he will probably take the lead.
Right.
I'd tumbling hard there.
Soft.
Really thought about it for softs. Just was tempted.
Bailey's going softs. Roundy's softs. Everyone should be soft.
Actually pitted though.
No, that's true. Sambal, Saviour, Mark, G-Star, Wumaxio.
Who hasn't got a penalty, Wumax, so good driving.
Super Max.
He's on 15 lap mediums, he needs another, 17 laps out of them.
Yeah.
I know a lot of the safety car, but they are not going to feel good.
Yeah. And in the YouTube chat saying he really didn't need that safety car. I would agree with him there, because I think on the hards he was catching Bailey and hoping that somebody was going to have to dive into the pits very, very soon. Now he's on a fresh pair of mediums. Everyone else around him is on the softs. Are the mediums, sorry, are the softs good for like 14, 15 laps, or do they only start to fade towards the end?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, that's about right.
This should last that, I would have thought.
Yeah, I'd kind of now thinking about it, wish I'd pitted, but oh well.
Setup and car depending.
Yeah.
I mean, let's put it this way, Chris Bailey, he'll somehow survive. Roundy, he's already finished the race in the win.
I have returned, gentlemen.
Anton, Nick BT, will he get the softs in a Williams? Don't know.
That is the other thing that we don't know, isn't it? All these cars with non-realistic, with realistic performance on, they eat their tyres up at different rates.
Yeah.
So
I was struggling in practice today, even though I had realistic performance set in practice. I was struggling higher rates of wear on the front, and I'm looking at them now, and it's not too dissimilar in terms of rates than it was. So it's a strange one now in under race conditions.
Right, error voice. You need to get up the field. 12th isn't acceptable to the French.
He does have no penalties as well, so if he can hang on, he will jump a lot.
The French accept nothing but complete capitulation, so since we've lost one Alpine, you need to either crash out or win. There's nothing in between.
Either that or you're getting fired.
Yes.
But how Alpine are going these days at the moment?
Stop being a crash banshee coupe then.
And
then we'd have had 2 Alpines in the race.
Well.
Who's Neo Cortex then?
What?
What?
Huh? You said Crash Bandicoot. I was going to say who's Neo Cortex? Who's the enemy for him?
Myself.
The wall.
The wall. The wall. Concrete. Neo-concrete. There we go.
field is caught up now, so fingers crossed we will go racing after this lap, unless it wants to take us on another magical mystery tour of Qatar. I'm really hoping this is the last safety car of the night. We usually hit a hard limit, don't you? We found that in some.
Yeah.
And it takes like 3 or 4, and then the game refuses to send any more out. So, fingers crossed.
I think the FIA needs to refuel it, done it by now.
Yeah, definitely.
It's going to run out of fuel. The race is red flagged.
This actually, that was the other thing I wasn't going to mention at the start, but I will mention now because I'm out. If you underfuel your car here, you're pretty much buggered because you won't get, well, unless the safety cars. But if there isn't, you're not going to be able to save the fuel.
Yeah, I started with +1. Just don't know why, just did. Plus 0.1, and now I am +3.
Ooh.
So, due to safety cars, because I did that and I thought, yeah, it's fine, it'll be okay. And then you said that it started on formation lap, and I didn't say anything because I gulped.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, great.
Oh, that one puckered up his butthole.
That's gonna get a bit. Oh no.
Safety car is
Anyone
in this
getting
lap.
flashbacks of Brazil?
Ick bang boom boom.
Wow, it's gone early.
Yeah, we went on very early there. That was a bit of a concertina effect into that corner. I can just see Chris Bailey trying to give Roundy the space. These two don't seem to be able to be separated on track. So we head down into the first corner once more. See that big train of cars. Nobody going side by side. G-Star thinking about it on Womax. That Haas very quick in a straight line. Now I think it's through sector 2 where we've got these fresh soft runners up against those worn tyre runners up front. How long it will be until they're chased down. There's a very wide Mercedes there. Sambal losing places. He threw the Rolex side. He's through 2. He didn't take all 3 out.
I'm disappointed he didn't take all 3 out. Round it.
He only gets the silver prize then.
Yeah. Well, it's the only prize Mercedes will get.
Roundy all over the back of the same. Very sorry for that. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, especially with a car that's got number 44 on it.
Right, hang on now.
Oh! Shots fired! Shots fired!
I'll stop you. I'll stop you there.
I'll stop you right there. I'm on board to it. I'm on board with you. I'll stop you sooner. Come on, then. Car number 60.
The cars that I've got behind me are very quick, and I don't know to look forwards, look backwards. I'm a bit.
Roundy's looking in places you just wouldn't drive unless you're a Red Bull.
I think he's trying to unsettle Saviour.
That's saying something. To be fair, they're doing it to me. Oh, for goodness sake! I don't like this.
Wow!
Now you know how I felt at Austria.
Oh, he's going for 2 in 1! Where's he come from?
What a move!
He's going to do it! He's going to do it!
Take a bow, Zach!
Wow!
That was stunning. Sorry, Hodge.
That really was.
I nearly could have outbroken. Nah, now I'm on the. What a move!
He's going to. Oh, he's not going to go round the outside of
Womax now.
Oh.
He's trying to switch back on Womax.
Chris Bailey will be sitting here thinking, what do I need to do? Because he's stuck behind Sagan.
Those two titans are together forever, but a true realistic race performance would be a Red Bull just winning it from P17 on the grid, wouldn't it? No matter what you do, the Red Bull wins, and he is up into P2 again. That's a yellow flag at the back of the field. I don't know who that is falling back. Is that Sambal?
Yep. The Mercedes at the back of the field.
Taking up the rightful place.
I knew someone was going to say something.
No, Sheikh bin Sunnah, this is so not right. Why are we last?
I thought I could hear some headphones being thrown off desks at the Mercedes garage.
Yeah,
it's in the Hodgie household.
Toto can't hear you, he smashed his headphones.
Why?
And Roundy takes the lead.
Roundy is into the lead. I'm on this battle just behind. There's so many. Mark, Womax, Bailey, Saviour. They're going to go 3 wide, is it? Bailey going to get his nemesis? I think he is. He's up into P5. Yes, Xavier forced wide and Nick BT's up into P4. Xavier, those 10-lap old mediums, once again just been caught on the wrong set tyres. And that puts him down into P7. Bailey now has
Chris
got
is now up into fourth.
Yeah.
Oh, for goodness sake, I hadn't looked that far up. I was concerned trying to get around the corner.
Just look in your rear view.
Oh, yeah, I can see it.
There's a blowhole.
Oh, fantastic.
He's a-coming.
Xavier on the inside of Nick BT though. This battle between 5th, 6th and 7th still in full effect as they go through the left, right. Still Qatar. Xavier finally finding his
where's
space.
the front end grip when I needed it?
Yeah, oh goodness me, yeah, there is no front end grip.
Chris.
Yeah, that's too easy from the man in the AlphaTauri up into P3. He's on a charge, he doesn't want to let that Red Bull get too far up the road. Back down the field, we've got Xavier who's only 0.2 behind Womax. Womax on 19-lap old mediums. I didn't realise that those ones were so old as well, so he's going to be a little bit of a cork in the bottle. DRS is going to be available. I think it's going to be available to all cars though, so now it's just a straight drag race to turn 1. Look at the straight line speed on that Haas though, but there's another car behind. It's the Alfa Romeo of Lorpe, and is he going to go 2 for 1? Yes he is, maybe. No, they're going to go side by side. Outside
Lorpe
turns
was quick
into the
early on,
inside.
as he is a very quick man in the straight line.
Yeah, and he's made
And I
that
have
count.
got a Willy boy.
Xavier's just been mugged by both Alfa Romeos.
He has. I thought he was going to be up in front, but no, instead he finds himself down in P9.
Wow.
And a Williams.
What a move from Nick.
Let's move up into P4 as well. He doesn't want to disappear up the road.
Chris has
at all.
just taken G-Star. He's up to second.
Those
Although with the speed differential and the penalties, I think he's going to have to settle for second.
Yep.
Yeah.
Come on, Fabian. Get a move on.
Oh yeah, Roundy has picked up 3 seconds of penalties. Bailey has picked up 6, so he needs to not only pass Roundy but make up 3 seconds on the Red Bull, and that hasn't looked likely all race, but anything could happen as we head into the last 12 laps here at Qatar, as we've got Ant and Xavier going for it. Xavier falling back down once more.
Ooh. Would Dr. Marco let the sister car pass the main team?
No. I'll pull that internet connection out before that happens.
You've got Lorpe behind you, Hodge, and he's looking very quick on a fast line.
Yeah, let that one go.
Nick and G-Star. Round the outside.
Nick's
Bit
got
of a candy from a baby with softs versus hards.
Yeah, it is. G-Star's
I-
found himself in the wrong set of tyres, hasn't he?
I love these realistic performance races because genuinely you see people pushing for every single point and you've got all this action. I think it helps the circuit, drives that racing as well though.
Yeah, no, I'd agree
This has
with
been
you.
a very entertaining race.
Gav's loving it because there's a Red Bull leading by quite a big margin.
There's a Red Bull and the 2 Mercedes are in 14th and 15th, so he's set himself up for this.
Fabian! Stop getting passed by Mercedes powered cars. This is not acceptable.
He's in a screaming pain.
I know, but
Every time you put your foot down, it goes.
oh, he's just embarrassed us even more now. He's just been passed by Gecky Matthew. Not that Gecky being passed by Gecky is embarrassing, but he's in a Mercedes.
It still looks like a bubblegum car, the Alpine.
Yep. Ooh, big moment from G-Star at the last corner there, and that's going to set him right up for Lorpe, who we all know is very quick in a straight line. And yet he's got that move well done before turn 1, and I think it is a similar story for Ant on Hodgie back there. Yeah, Ant on those 7-lap old mediums starting to come into their own, and Ant's another one to watch out for, I think. Those mediums might just last a little bit longer than those soft runners up the front. He'll want to battle his way up. The big worry he's got is Roundy has a near 6-second lead on Chris Bailey, and it's not coming down anytime soon.
Nick BT is absolutely on the back of Bailey.
He is, isn't he? I'll stick with that. Actually, you're right. I wonder if they're going to go for anything through this middle sector, or if he'll just wait for the main DRS to overtake him. I've got a horrible sound bug, so I will just go away from them for a moment, as it sounds like an absolute dog in my ears. Let's see where the other buttons are. And it's all over the back of G-Star as well. I do wonder if it was the right decision to stay out on those hards.
Yeah, I'm kind of regretting my decision of staying out.
It seems a long way to go, doesn't it? 10 laps of the race.
Oh, for goodness sake.
I wonder if Chris Bailey's now fully converted himself to being part of the Red Bull family.
The Red Bull junior driver, Chris Bailey.
Well, he is a junior driver, yes, Red Bull junior. I mean, with that hairstyle, you're definitely not a senior.
Ooh, I'll tell you what, he's just been mugged off by Nick BT, who he said that the move was coming and he looked racy, but yeah, the Williams is up into P2 and has also made a move on G-Star up into P5, so it's been a great lap for the Williams boys. Sorry, Andrew, what were you saying?
I was going to say, I'm going to make a joke a little bit at Bailey's expense. I think there's more of a chance of Patrick Bamford getting named in the next England team than him driving for a Red Bull team.
Oh, there's been contact there between G-Star and Ant, and it's sent Anthony around. Seemed to be just a little tap up the backside, and yeah, Ant, who I thought was on for a late charge, I think that sort of ruined it now. He finds himself back down in P10 and being swallowed up by the Aston Martin and by the Alfa Romeo.
Well, he's managed to fend off the Aston Martin, but he's got a lot of work to do now if he wants to get back up near the front. The penalties will help.
They will.
Yes, he's the only one without penalties at the moment. Let's just bring those up on the screen. Nick BT in second.
Max and Eber boys as well, but
yeah, look at the penalties though. Roundy has 3, Bailey has 6, Nick BT, Lorpy, G-Star, 15 seconds, 18 seconds that is for Lorpy now, 21 seconds for Smoggy Ghost in the other Red Bull. So yeah, Ant could fly up to what, maybe second place if he keeps within 6 seconds of Chris Bailey. He's still got a race here.
Chris has just got Nick back into turn 1.
He has.
Oh, I'm going to get double overtaken down the pit straight, because there goes one and there goes a Red Bull. That's not fun.
No, Aero Voice has left the session.
Aero Voice is out. I don't know if that's a spooky ghost.
So G-Star's got a big X as well.
Yeah.
Has the Dutch internet gone down?
Loppy's gone as well.
Loppy's gone as well. As that just mass internet. If anybody is on the stream, like any of you guys, who can re-invite them to the session.
Sambal's retired.
In the pits, though.
In the pits, okay.
Yeah, maybe the...
Remember, we have got our GB Dutch race coming up later in the week, so...
Jacobs as well.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Jacobs disappeared as well.
Are we hitting the limits of the lobby now as we've gone so far into the race? We are over an hour into the race now, I would say. We've got...
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
I've started if I can invite Loppy back, but I can't.
No, I can't either. Which is weird.
Is a shame that we've had technical issues so long as you put 48, 49 laps into this race, but it seems to be going down the line. Nick BT all over the back of Chris Bailey. These two just keep switching positions every single lap, and it's once again the Williams man who is up into P2. Big problem he has is he has 12 seconds worth more of penalties compared to the AlphaTauri driver behind him. Smoggy Ghost in that Red Bull up into P4 as well. These Red Bulls are incredible. Aero Voice is back in, thankfully, so fingers crossed we get more of those drivers who've just left, being able to rejoin their way into the session.
The AI is pitting them.
Oh no!
Yes.
It's pitted what? Lorpy, Aero Voice and Firejet.
Yep.
So must have gone on to a generic strategy and thought, okay guys, you've had enough of your tyres.
You will be pitted for new rubber.
Yeah.
And you enjoy said new rubber.
What I imagine it to have said is, "This is not right, you get in pit lane now!" In a German accent.
Okay. Fair enough.
Well,
you do you, hon.
Who put 50p in, Gav?
Redcar Rambo's left the session. I didn't know he was even still here. He crashed out lap 2. It was so far away.
I think he's probably been race engineering for Bailey.
Ah, that makes sense.
I guess.
Bailey might be all on his own now. As I'm watching, and all over the back of Hodgson.
I'm struggling through a graining phase, so I'm not defending this one. The tyres are hurting a little bit.
Very easy.
So midlife grain, so it's not ideal.
Off he goes. He's still in this. Sorry, what's happened with Nick BT?
No, I was going to say Nick BT just was close to getting Bailey overtaken by him, but he stayed on it, so might be next lap for Bailey.
These soft tyres have got 7 laps to go, including this one. I really do wonder how they're going to be feeling towards the end of the race. Xavier picks up another time penalty there. Era voice is out. DNF, is that going to bring out a safety car? No, I think Michael Massey has had enough for today. So that means that we're going to continue to race around here in Qatar. Ant would have loved that, I think, because that would have put him right into contention, particularly with all of those problems we've had. Wumax has rejoined, thankfully.
To be fair, I did say that to Fabian that he either has to win or crash out, and to be fair, he's done one of those things, so the Alpine management are happy.
It's just a typical day for Alpine, isn't it, with both their cars out the race early on. So
at the same point on the pit straight.
Dead Bull's not going to be unhappy.
No, realistic race, we're getting more and more realistic by the second.
Well, it's not because we've got a Williams in P2 and an AlphaTauri in P3.
Oh, Bailey's going to go up the inside! Oh!
It's
gonna...
The Banshee howls and they're going side by side.
Nick's going to get...
Yes, Bailey's got the move just for a little bit, but Nick is coming right back at him. No, Bailey shuts the door. And, oh no, but he's opened it once more again, and Nick BT's through. These two, so much fun through this middle sector. He's going to come out on top. Bailey once again in the lead. I do wonder if Nick BT says, no, I'm going to save some of my ERS, and I'll have him down the straight once more. But these two are putting on an absolute show for us. I'll tell you who really benefits from this. It's Kid Dynamite's protege. It's Roundy. He's up the road. He's 9-10 seconds ahead now from the rest of the pack. He's doing the true Max Verstappen and just zoning out at the front of this race now.
Do you know the other thing is...
You probably won't appreciate that comment either.
but Roundy's the biggest Max Verstappen fan we know as well, like Chris Bailey is. Chris Bailey would want Max's kids. But actually, what the more impressive thing is, and this is the thing, right, Zach's had some challenges when he's raced in Tier 4 and that before, and he's kind of, through work and that, missed a few things. But actually, he's dealt with a lot. He's had to still race every lap, well, you know what I mean. Oh, Nick BT! Woohoo!
That was a late one, wasn't it? But he gets the move done. But Bailey, look at the grip he's got round the outside. Is he going to keep it? Are we going to go side by side again through Tier 2? No, we're not. Nick closes the door, and I think that will be it until next races. I've got in the next lap Saviour and Smoggy Ghost, and I'm looking at Ant charging his way up the field as well in P6. He's on a real run.
I think to ask some questions of this blowhole, Chris. He's got a man bun and he's flashing like crazy.
Well,
it is not a good look.
I did say not to be an S or an S today.
You did?
A slug or a slat.
Wow.
Replace the letters at your own will.
Exactly.
I'm having a good little fight with Ghost Rider at the moment. Both struggling for grip, I think, a little bit, both on 6 seconds. I'm also trying to mind the gap to save you in front, which is not going very well. But, and just, yeah.
Mind the gap.
28 lap mediums, Mr. Hodgson.
Oh, yeah, that's
28 laps you run on your mediums.
I wish you didn't tell me that. I really wish you didn't.
Bailey's getting there.
Well, you did ask again.
He's going to inside.
Bailey's there. I'm watching this three-way battle between...
goes the man bun in the Junior Red Bull.
I was watching a three-way battle between Saviour and Smoggy Ghost. Smoggy Ghost in the Red Bull, unable to defend from the Haas and Williams behind. And it's the two medium runners who find themselves up in P4 and P5, and still without any penalties. Let's see what the difference is to the leader now. 18 seconds. between him and first place. And what's penalties looking like? We've got that is 3 seconds for Roundy, 6, 18 for Nick, 12 for Saviour. So yeah, Ant at the moment he needs to find another 2 seconds, and he might find himself taking P2 in this race.
This track is beautiful.
I'm getting used to it. I quite like it now. See that? I'm going very dizzy.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I can't wait to see Las Vegas.
Oh, I can.
That's going to be
The
amazing.
upside down pig.
Yeah, it is an upside down pig. It is an absolute hog, apparently.
I'm very tentative for Vegas, but this place by the end of practice yesterday I was loving. Shame I didn't put the right setup on the car.
Nick Beattie and Chris Bailey are about to do tete-a-tete. Oh, Nick Beattie got a huge moment out of the rear corner. Here he comes, Bailey. Ta-ta!
He's flashing at you.
This is going to go down to literally lap, as they come on to lap 57. Whoever is in front.
It is, and it's been a good lap for the Williams as Ant takes 4th place behind on the road from Saviour. So I wonder what might have been if he hadn't had that tap up the backside. And maybe he would be 6 seconds up the road, and yeah, he could be well in the mix with this Nick B2 Chris Bailey fight.
If Saviour if that Haas hadn't have taken a certain French thing, and he hadn't had to put a new wing on, he might have been further up as well. But to be fair, that was a racing incident.
Very true. We are on to the final 3 laps of the race now, and you are, like you say, Bailey and Nick BT. This has been a battle for the ages. They've been back and forth. It's Bailey's turn to now draw the gearbox of the Williams in front. Just 0.2 seconds. Is he going to go for the move there? No, I think the sensible thing is, what do you do now? Do you harvest your ERS? Do you start to play it smart? Do you not want to be in front for lap 56?
Chris is doing.
I don't know. I think he will overtake him at this point.
He would be better not overtaking him.
Yeah, he would, you're right.
For next lap.
But he's going to have too much speed. And he goes past him. That could be a
too much speed in a pooping dog.
Rookie error.
Oh, that's it.
That doesn't often go in the same sentence.
I'll ask you, Gav, because you're the master of these mind games, aren't you? I've been behind you a couple of times where you know exactly where the DRS zone is and will slow down. I wonder what you would have done differently in that situation.
I wouldn't have passed him. I would literally have stayed just behind him and would have just kept it there until this lap. Save your ERS and boom, let the car in front do it. I know, I would meow as well.
My cat's getting very excited now. Yeah,
yes. But yeah, no, I did try earlier with Bailey to get him to be in front of the DRS zone. If I was him again, I would try and force Nick BT to do the same, but we'll see, because they're coming at it again. Nick BT's just got a much better car in this final sector, where Bailey just seems to struggle, because he gains massively.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he? He's just looking very, very racy. The track sort of, you get fewer corners, don't you? I know there's a couple of them, but it does tend to straighten out, and I wonder if he's got a slightly less draggier car. He goes very wide there, and he's picked up another time penalty. That's 24.
Oh, Anton's got 3 seconds.
Oh, that could be the difference between second and third for him. It's not a good move. Is Nick BT going to go for a move? Oh, because Chris Bailey I think Chris Bailey's been able to defend that as we go on the last lap. No, Nick BT's come back and he's gone through. That was an excellent move from the Williams man. And that means that Bailey's going to have to do this move on track if he wants to, Nick BT's got a fair few more penalties than him, so I think he's guaranteed second as it is, but, while those two battle it out, a word as well for our man in the lead of this race on the last lap rounding. He's leading by 11 seconds. Can anything go wrong? It's been the textbook Red Bull performance, hasn't it? He's just shown us what a rocket ship this car is this year.
Yes, he's weaving. He's doing an early tyre warming. Zach the Max. Yep.
And you don't want to just...
He's definitely drove it to the max today.
He has.
Yeah. The last thing you want to do is...
He's even backing off on this lap.
Yep.
Only 3 seconds of penalties as well, which is impressive.
He's enjoying
really good.
every second, and it's the last corner for the Red Bull man, and it's going to be across the line. Excellent performance from start to finish, starting right at the front of the grid, and it's going to be Roundy who takes the victory in this Qatari race. Let's have a look at Chris and Nick BT. They're going to fight all the way to the line. Nick BT is going to do it on track, but Bailey's going to make that possession up after penalties. Then we'll see where everybody else filters through. I think it's going to be 2 seconds to say. Saviour, is he?
Anton third.
Yeah.
Wow.
Saviour fourth, Nick fifth.
Oh, look at that.
Hodgie fourth.
Oh, look at
goes
that.
fourth.
Nicely done.
Where's Womack's going to come?
Yeah. Probably 10th. He's 12 seconds back, and Geki only had 9. That internet cut has cost him big time.
It's a shame. But it only seemed to affect the Dutch drivers, didn't it? So thanks for having a bit of that practice just before the GB Dutch race.
Womack's is Bulgarian.
Okay, well, yeah.
Well, I mean, they're all in the European Union. That should tell you something.
We'll move swiftly on.
J is British.
Oh, well, okay. Bang goes my theory then.
Keep going. Fire Rooster across the line.
I was going to say, speak to Ursula von der Leyen.
I'm sure she's got a lot of opinions on MRC and our inner workings, but Fire Rooster is across the line. Nick BT has left the session, hopefully not in disgust. It was a great race from him, so let's see what our podium is as everybody lines up. Driver of the day was Saviour. Gav, you said on Discord earlier that you would be the one to assign a driver of the day. Have you got anybody in mind now, or do you want to watch the race back?
I'm going to watch the race back. I have 2 drivers in mind. So
we will see. But for the moment, it is, well, you've seen it every Sunday for the past few months. It's a Red Bull on the top of that podium. It's Roundy. Excellent drive from him. He'll take the plaudits today. And then you've got a good race there from Chris Bailey, who's always the bridesmaid, never the bride, in second place, and Ant in P3, a very deserving podium. And thank you everyone for joining me. It's been a lot of fun. Hope you had fun as well.
Somebody's been reading my write-ups on the results.
So, let's just quickly take you through the full grid then. So it's Roundy in P1, Bailey P2, Ant P3, Mark and McLaren, good recovery drive there in P4, Saviour P5, Nick BT unfortunately had too many penalties at the end there, finds himself in P6, Ghost Rider 7, Smoggy Ghost 8, Keke Matthew 9th, Fire Rooster taking the last position in 10th, Rumax 11, G-Star 12th, Lorpy and Era Voice unfortunately, well, Lorpy down 13, then we've got the DNFs, which are Era Voice, Sambal, Maudster, Night Shadow, B17, Scottish Ninja, and Red Car Rambo.
Roundy's fastest lap was a second quicker than the second, which was Nick BT, and 1.1 quicker than Chris Bailey.
Boy, that is...
Illegal car!
And Hodge, yours was 3 seconds slower! But that just shows you if you're stuck in traffic or the car. Wow.
That was definitely a lot of that. I wasn't actually stuck in much traffic. I had a lot of clean air, and that was good fun battles with a few people, Lorpy, G-Star, different times, and before he disappeared off, and Ghost Rider towards the end for a lot of laps. That was great fun. Really good fun.
Good. Well, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us tonight. Simba, do you know the schedule for next week? Because this isn't the only special race. Obviously, we're not racing on bank holidays in our normal race, but I know that we've got a lot of other special races lined up, haven't we?
Yeah, we've got Monday is a no assist special round Japan. So no traction control, no ABS, no racing line, literally no excuses. It's you, the car, and the track, as it was planned. Tuesday is the Dutch versus the UK rivalry race.
Brexit Mark II.
Yeah, and Wednesday is the repeat of Tier 3's Miami.
Oh, so I love
we've
Miami.
We've actually got quite a busy week, despite the fact we're supposed to be on a week off.
Yeah, love Miami.
Hate Miami.
Well, we'll leave the Miami
Hence
discussion.
why it's not the no assist track.
We'll leave the Miami discussions later. We'll wrap this up for now. So thank you everybody for joining us, and we'll see you later on Monday night for that no assist race. Take care, everyone.
Take care all.
Good night.
Good night.